Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here with episode 15 of Feed the Beast Pyramid Reborn. I wanted to do a quick check-in before anything else on our farms and biomass production. As you can see, I added a second fermenter to the system, replaced things with super laminar fluid ducts. We are now able to keep ahead of what the upgraded fractioning stills can do. I suppose I could give them all more auxiliary reception coils so that they could produce a bit faster. I'm not going to worry too much about it though. What I've decided, instead of worrying too much about trying to make sure I max out my production on these, is I'm just going to gather up a signalum tank's worth of the... there it is, the ethanol ahead of time, which is 320 buckets worth, and after doing the math, at 16,000 per bucket, and only needing 3 million overall, we need a total of 188 buckets, so this will be almost double what we need. And as you can see, it's actually filling up pretty quickly. We can pretty much watch the level rise, even with the amount that's in there. I just started this just a little while before I hit record, and the reason that we're able to keep up with this production is entirely because of those fertilizers doing their job. I watched this guy for a while to see if he would work on the sugarcane, and the bone meal wasn't going anywhere, so I just used my crescent hammer to turn him around and point him at the wheat field. And now with 2 fertilizers working full-time on the wheat field, the farmer's basically working at full capacity, and any extra wheat or seeds that come out get turned into the plant balls as well, so we're easily able to keep both of our fermenters fed. Wow, we're actually getting quite a lot of backlog on biomass at this point. This one is full, and the bottom one is... well, I guess we're pretty much using it as it's being produced, which tells me that I really do need to get those other coils on there. Here we go. Where are they? There they are. Yep, reception coils. Oh, I also upgraded the flux storage network to 2 gargantuan storages because it was a nice mindless thing to do while I watched a video with just run back and forth and toss things in there. Alright, so what was I doing with these? I was putting them in here. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum-bum. Excellent. And now they can burn up to 200 RF per tick, and we should be able to burn through the biomass that's in our fermenters a little bit faster anyway. At least we're no longer developing more of a backlog. We might actually be getting ahead of it. Yeesh. That's basically as fully as upgraded as we can get at the moment, too. Because the next metal that we could make would require platinum. Anyway, this is going to be able to produce all of the EU that we're going to want for our EU challenge. All we need to do is work on actually having the wires that we need to transmit it over there gracefully. And that's actually a minor problem. Alright, it's actually not as much of a problem as I thought it was going to be, because the cable mechanics are being constantly worked on and updated in IC2, and my last experience with them was quite a while ago. So what we're going to end up doing to transmit the power is we're going to be making a special kind of cable called the glass fiber. Okay, maybe we won't. Ooh, that wants energium dust, which requires diamond dust plus redstone to create, or grinding down energy crystals. And, well, let's see. We can do crushed diamond from actually additions, or diamond dust, which we can make in a pulverizer. Huh. Well, it wants 2 of those for 6 cables. Let's see. We've got 9. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to measure the distance and see exactly how many of these it's going to take us, because we've got an item that we can do that with pretty easily, the ruler from Ender Utilities. To make it, we're going to need some Ender infused sticks, which we're going to want anyway. I don't have any sticks. Imagine that. We're going to be doing more with ender utilities in the very near future. We're also going to want some basic ender alloy. You know what, we're just going to make a stack of that in advance because we're going to use it. So let's check out with the ruler. As you can hold shift on this to get everything that you need. Left or right click to set the start and end position. So we're going to start right here. And if we were to right click, sneak to target the block, not empty space. Right click. Huh. It wants the power. I didn't expect that the ruler from Ender Utilities was going to want the Ender power. That's a little bit weird to me. Alright, well, forget that then. We're not going to do all of that just to measure this. Here. This is not a Control F3, F3G. Alright. We are 3 blocks from the chunk boundary. There's 1 chunk. We are, what, just a couple of blocks over from the chunk boundary and the other way? 3 again. That's going to be right here, so that's 2. Alright, so 1, 2 chunks. 3 chunks. So we're going to need less than a stack of this stuff to be able to... Less than a stack of the glass fiber cables, which will do everything that we need them to. And we can make the glass fiber cable, each 6 only requires 2 of that energium dust, and we get 9 energium dust out of 4 diamonds. So we're just going to go ahead and crush up a stack of diamond. 1 stack, please, not 2. Thank you. And I'm going to get that stuff made up. There we go, we've got our diamond dust out of our pulverizer. Now it's a case of creating as much of the energium dust as we can. Oh, and then we need pulverized silver, which we don't actually have in our system, but we do have a good bit of it just waiting for us down here in one of these pulverizers. I think it's that one. Hey, I was right. And we need 18 of it, so there we go. Keep 8. Oh, I can't put it back. Oh no! Worse things have happened. We'll be fine. What? Wait a second here. Oh, okay. This thing is going to crafts as soon as it possibly can every time. And then the signal and blend lives in the induction smelter. Yes, I knew that. Knew all of that. We're fine. We're fine. One of these days, the induction smelter might start filling up. Not until the signal starts backing up. And we're a long way off from that, as it's got another 9,000 to go. It's close to halfway. Good for it, right? So yeah, glass fiber cables. We'll make as much as we can. That gets us to our 60. And we're going to run this all the way over there, except one. The great thing about glass fiber is it does not need separate insulation to stop it from zapping you. This stuff is totally safe to walk on. And the way EU energy transmits, unless it's changed, is by energy packet, which means that despite the fact that we've got 9 of these transmitting at 16 per tick each, it's only actually transmitting 16 per tick through the cable. Each packet counts separately. Now, that may have changed, and honestly I suspect it has, because the higher voltage with better insulation is no longer as much higher efficiency as it used to be. So I'm thinking that they've probably altered those mechanics. But that's not actually been updated in the Industrial Craft Wiki yet, so I couldn't tell you. Might be my biggest pet peeve in Minecraft mods, is that everything is always in beta, and nothing... It's so hard to find proper documentation. But then again, that's part of why you folks watch videos like this, isn't it? Oh well. Little frustrations that eventually go away. Wow. I forgot exactly how much power we're storing. Anyway, there's our EU goal done. This is basically we finish our RF power goal just by slapping one of these flux points on it with 30 million RF at 4,000 per tick. That's 7,500 ticks, 375 seconds, about 6.25 minutes. I think that that's a pretty good rate, honestly. I feel like we've got enough RF generation to call that a good rate of completion. But if you disagree, let me know. Alright. That leaves just one more goal to prepare for next time. And that goal is the... it's not applied energistics, is it? It's refined storage crafting grid. Let's go get started putting together what we need for that. Alright, as we do not have much need of using refined storage as our storage and crafting system, since we've got this weird Frankenstein system of storage drawers, actually additions, and RF tools, which I'm kind of enjoying and it's working out for us, we're just going to focus on what we need to make the crafting grid, as opposed to everything that we would need to really make use of applied or refined storage. And the things that we're going to need for that are the advanced processor, making use of printed advanced processors and printed silicon, and the grid, making use of construction cores, which are basic processors, destruction cores, which are basic processors, and then improved processors, which are made with printed improved processors and printed silicon. All of this is made, oh, also machine casings, but those barely count. I mean, we can make the machine casing like right now, right? Well, we could if we had quartz enriched iron, and the quartz enriched iron is going pretty simple to make, actually. I'm not too worried about that. Let's just grab some of that. We'll get our machine casing right off the bat, and now that's out of the way. What we need to make everything else is more quartz enriched iron, of course, because why wouldn't we? Is the solderer. That is our primary crafting... do I have pistons? It's our primary crafting machine in... Why do I have two separate stacks of pistons? Oh well. Wow, does the solderer really want specifically sticky pistons? I didn't see that coming. That's okay. Easy fix. Add that in. Yeah. Then we can just make a couple of them, because we've got slime balls hanging around. The solderer is basically the crafting slash furnace item of refined storage. Yeah. Refined storage. So hard to keep the names straight sometimes. Too much openness here. Yeah. And you know what? I'm just gonna plop it down with a properly configured flux point underneath it. And we're gonna do all this by hand. We're not gonna automate things to that degree. There you go. Now, what do we need first out of our solderer? Well, we're gonna need to get ourselves a whole bunch of this silicon. Let's count up how much we need. We want one advanced processor, which is going to require one silicon, and 2 basic and 2 improved processors, which is going to take a total of 4 more silicon. And this, the printed silicon is used by making silicon, which requires cooking something in a furnace first. So we only need about 5 from the sounds of it. I'll grab a little bit extra. I'm gonna make sure that I have some gold and some iron on hand. So no, you know what? Here, we're just gonna stack everything because it's what we do. That's why we have all of the resources we can afford to grab a stack of diamond and throw away the extra when we're done with it. And let's get you cooked up real quick. Thanks to 3 auxiliary reception coils, the redstone furnace cooks pretty darn fast. We'll just grab 10. Start it going. Ooh, redstone mode ignores redstone signal. Did I miss something here? Right. You can tell I'm inexperienced with refined storage because we need to create a controller before we can do anything else with the mod. So let's go ahead and get ourselves that going. Refined storage controller. There we are. That just uses unrefined silicon, some more quartz iron. Actually, a little bit more quartz iron than we have. Easy fix. Bit of diamond and a machine block. And you know what? We're going to make another one of the machine blocks before we go anywhere. Because I know I'm going to need one before this is over. And the controller is where we put our forge energy, flux energy, whatever you want to call it. There you go. And now the solderer can do its job and turned the silicon into printed silicon. Fantastic. We're getting somewhere. This is now just mainly a run things through the machine process. And you know what? We want to upgrade our gold chest to diamond chests. There. That's better. Alright, so we've got our printed silicon. Now we need our crafting grid, which first needs a grid. Ooh, that's in a regular crafting station. Well, let's make the advanced processor first. One of them. Then let's get ready to make the improved processors. We're gonna need 2 of these. And I'm gonna need to drop off more stuff, aren't I? Yeah, we've got too much junk in our inventory, which is, you know, not exactly unexpected. It's kind of how we roll at this point. One of them. Good. Go. Huh. You know, I bet... Fortune, Silk Touch, Interdimensional, Stack, Crafting, Speed! Speed upgrades. Oh, Sugar, Redstone, and Upgrade, which is improved processors. I can suffer through it since we're not really going to be using it, but I would normally recommend maxing that out, I think. Yeah. Alright, you. Go ahead. Yeah, it's all about just waiting on those progress bars. I think you've seen enough of this, you understand the... Oi! Maybe I forgot to add the redstone. I'm gonna go with I forgot to add the redstone. That makes more sense to me than the whole thing suddenly bugged on me. I think you've seen enough of this, you understand the basic idea, and there's not a whole lot more to it than waiting on the progress bars, since we're not going to be making use of this mod in this playthrough. So I won't make you suffer through any more of this. Alright, I think staring at progress bars, the game is over for now. Now we just need to get the construction core, the destruction core, and now we can craft the grid. Yep, we got everything we need. There's one grid. And now we should be able to make the crafting grid. Oh, if we had a crafting table on us. Easy fix. Or it would be. That would be the one upside to trying to set things up for fine storage, is when I'd have the ability to microcraft slightly easier than I currently do. There we go. Final progress bar. And I was right, I made more printed silicon than I need, but we can just toss the excess, honestly. Poof. All gone. Clutter removed. And ready for the next hand-in. Okay, what we should do now is we should start making some plans for the future, and getting ready for some of the other stuff that we need to do. You know what? How are we gonna do this? We're gonna grab an item frame. We're just gonna run over here and slap this onto the pillar next to it. Baff. Baff. So, this is going to complete this guy, which is going to get us the Amadron tablet, the mineral sapling. This guy, which is going to get us the 2 mushrooms, and is that platinum from the crafting grid? That would be kind of cool. Hints and tips. That's not what I wanted. FTB pyramid, appendix, crafting grid, platinum. Yeah, that'll be fantastic. And the 3 million EU will get us aluminum, as well as the greater black lotus. Why do I have creatures spawning on my turn-in island? That's not okay. Die, you. Alright, so in the future, we're going to be looking at getting a garden cloche. Petrothium. We could start working on that pretty much right now. Not even too difficult to put together. And a material stonework factory. I think we actually have all of the materials for that right now as well. The cloche is the one that we don't have the materials that we need. Actually, I think we need a new set of materials to make the other. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start working on monsters, because while we have easy access to that mob grinder right there, which is randomly spawning things, it's not giving us the specific things that we might want. Okay, we can add the iron sword to this servo and then get rid of that. And hopefully that will, let's see, string potato, flesh. Huh. What's missing? String, potato, flesh. Nothing's backed up yet. I don't know why this is. Get rid of the iron. That will likely always be backed up. You know what? Can we just straight up replace that servo? No, we have to remove it. Ugh. I honestly am not sure. Glowstone might be doing it. Honestly. Forget it. Anyway, there's going to be a bunch of specific mobs that we're going to want in the near future, and we're going to want the ability to get our hands on those as easily as possible. One option for that is going to be using the powered crafting table. Oh, hey. Should give this guy a flux point. Actually, you know what? Should move him over to the rest, join the rest of the command center, and give him a flux point underneath. Yeah, there you go. That's better. There you go, pal. Have a drinky drink. Wow, look how fast that fills up when you've got, you know, almost 100 million stored. It's fantastic. One of the first things you can do is surround a diamond with seeds. Why did that not work? Spawn chicken. Oh, block a diamond with seeds. That's why it didn't work, because it wants you to be a big spender. There you go. You surround a block of diamond with seeds, and you end up getting a couple of spawned chicken eggs. Now, these are actually going to be more useful than you would expect, and we're going to end up wanting ourselves quite a few chickens in the long run. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to set ourselves up a bit of a chicken... do we want to set up a chicken breeding system so that we have access to lots of them? I kind of do. I kind of don't. Let me think on that and get back to you. Alright, after some investigating what the future goals are and this and that, I've decided ultimately we are not going to be doing a ton of chicken ranching, though there are some pretty amusing options for that in this pack, so it's worth exploring if you're doing your own sort of not too serious, no worries about making sure we complete the goals as fast as possible playthrough. Which, honestly, I think is how I recommend to play this pack. I'm not sure that as a speedrun is the proper way. Even if it's the intended way. What instead we're going to do is we're going to get started on mob grinding utils in earnest now that we have the option. Because now we can create ourselves the mob masher. We have everything that we need to do so. Let's get ourselves a block of iron. Let's get ourselves a couple iron swords. Bam, bam. And I think I might have a block of redstone already. Ah, it's iron spikes that I'm missing, actually. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Make a couple iron spikes. Oh. Make a few blocks of iron, then. Ah. Recipes are rebelling here. There we go. 1 mob masher. Advanced modular mob grinder can be enhanced with mob masher upgrades, which, oops, I wanted that back. That was the point, right? Yep, there we go. Which is the entire purpose of what we're going for, because we're going to want sharpness, and I'm going to want 10 of these. Ooh, that's a little bit annoying to make. So rather than do it by hand, we're going to do it in our crafter right here. We're no longer using you to make the... Can I have you forget things? Yeah. Forget and then apply. Double click, forget, apply. There we go. We can remove these recipes from your memory entirely and build the rest in there instead. And what I'm going to do is we're just going to go ahead and forget, apply, forget. Why are you having trouble with this? There you go. Well, one of the recipes got stuck on there or something. What we're going to do is we're going to teach it the mob masher, and this is going to be external. And we're going to teach it the gold nugget. This is going to be internal. And we're going to teach it the iron sword. It's an internal. Ooh. How about that? Yeah, that's better. And now all we need to do is feed you redstone sticks. You know what? We can even teach it how to make sticks. So we'll grab a couple stacks of logs, a couple stacks of iron ingots, a couple stacks of gold, and a couple stacks of redstone. The thing I don't know how to do is limit it to a certain number. So what we're going to do here, we will teach it to make the log sticks right there, internal, apply. Oh, there we go. That's better. And, oh, geez, what have I done? Oh, no, no! I don't understand this machine. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of touch, but the whole heavy UI setup is just not doing it for me. There you go. Shouldn't you have all of the items that you need now to make the mob mesher? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it needs another. Yeah, it's just... Remember the current items in the internal and external buffer. I really just don't understand how to make this do what I want it to do. Hang on, I'm just gonna fight with this for a minute and we'll get the upgrades out. Okay, as far as I can tell, it will attempt to continue crafting the desired item to the maximum, and if it can't craft the desired item, it will do its best to craft all of the possible sub-items that lead up to that item. I'm not 100%... Oh, jeez, what have I done? I thought I... Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't know how to, like, calm it down. That's on slow mode, too. Still, it's useful for getting lots of the more micro-crafting done faster. The other thing that we're going to want is going to be the looting upgrade, which is even easier. So let me just grab some lapis out of the system. And, oops, you have a max of 10. So we're only going to want to give you 40 lapis maximum. And let's do looting upgrade. Right there. Apply. There we go. Now we have 10 of those. And I'm also going to want the, let's see, Mob Masher Smite, Fire Aspect, Beheading upgrade. And this is going to be the one that's going to be the most complicated. And the one I'm going to be most glad for having this system for. You actually internal, apply. You external. You external, apply, good. You're internal. You, we can forget. I don't know why it does this. Forget the remembered layout. Apply. Forget, apply. Yeah, there you go. You have to select a, like a non-working one before you can forget. It's weird. Anyway, you actually, let's try this again. The beheading iron helmet, click you in. Yeah. Internal apply. Good. So, how many of these do we need to make? Once again, 10. So we're going to need 100 iron, 100 gold, and 10 redstone. Well, we've got the redstone. And we've got the iron. There's... Oh, jeez. Yep, it did it again. That's okay. And it's attempting to make all of the gold nuggets first. Maybe all items in input slots are consumed. Keep one item in every inventory slot. Maybe if we set it up like that, and we craft a couple of the gold helmets ourselves first. Then things will work a bit better. Watch me fight with the trial and error of this. No, things will not work any better at all. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, here. How about we teach you how to turn gold nuggets back into gold ingots? And that way you'll know how to, or not. Right, now it's stuck in a loop, constantly turning gold nuggets back and forth from, to ingots or not. How about we forget you? Nope, we have to select you first before I can forget you. Ha! Huh. Or not. Double click, apply. Click, forget, apply. There. Ish. There-ish. There. I've got all of the, everything that I need now. We're gonna call it good, cut our losses, and run away. Oh, that was a mess. Anyway, next time we're going to actually be able to get this set up because we are out of time for today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching me fumble with the Crafter Tier 3 and otherwise mess around with getting a mob masher set up. Man, that thing just looks mean, doesn't it? And then you can just shift-click everything into there. Cool. Thanks very much for joining me. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please leave me a thumbs up. Tell me what you liked. If not, leave me a thumbs down. Tell me what you didn't. Either way, you want to see more, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.